Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Black Ice with me, Alpha Omega and Turkey. So, in the last episode we ended when we finished the research of the armored car, and now we're working on the second version, Armored Car 2. We're also almost done with the expert medals, so let's see the effect and see the result. Now I could go again with the unforeseen consequences, but I'm not sure, man. Will it crash again? Nah. We'll see. I'll wait additional 10 days and we'll see if we can do it. Maybe something is gonna happen in the meantime. So how much? Did you just give us only one factory? Really? Yeah, they did. One was expecting more. Communist coup in Ecuador. The Ecuadorian army has overthrown the conservative government of Federico Paez. The country's new president and army chief Alberto Enrique Gaulo has pledged to better the conditions of Ecuadorian workers. It did not increase the world tensions. The overthrown government does not increase tensions. Gotcha. So we're working on military production and the improved smelting techniques, excavation and construction, and armored car and infantry guns. Not a bad way to go. Now, do we want to do the war propaganda? So I'm thinking we might really want to start recruiting. But we still don't have enough units, so I could get Abdul Majid, but I really don't think that's a good idea. You are not useful enough. Nor are you guys. Yeah, these are intelligence officers. I mean, the -5 to market. I mean, it seems like we can give it another try. We'll see. I don't believe we'll finish, but here's to hoping. Wait, and as I was saying... Wait, what was I looking at? Oh yeah, the guys here. This one might be good if resources to the market with 50%, so that would lower it. When you get 5 extra steel, quite a lot of food, and iron. Well, iron really not, because that's all imported. I mean, is it worth it? I don't think so, but consumer goods factories would be good, I think. Schemer. Political power gain research. Unfair population, weaker stability. Those are some weird combinations. Unfair population, recruitable population, food extraction. This one would be the most interesting one, but and none of these really. And you would support the opposition as well. Yeah, I think we're actually gonna... Wait, what about you guys? Anything here? I haven't really checked this much. I know there were some interesting options. Nothing here. What about here? Construction. Industrial research. Geopolitical power gain radar research and computing technology. Nah, that's... The industrial research might be good, but it doesn't really seem like it anyway. So let's actually, yeah, let's do it. Let us do it. Preliminary war propaganda. That's gonna greatly increase our war support, and in a couple of months we can go ahead and change this to the 18 and 45 bracket, at which point we will be able to probably get another preliminary propaganda. The fall of Nanjing, so they're advancing. Oh, quite a lot. The capital of the Republic of China, Nanjing, has been occupied by forces from the Empire of Japan. Despite fierce resistance from the walled city's Chinese defenders, Japanese troops managed to capture Zhongshan Gate and fought their way into the city. Sporadic gunfire can still be heard. Well, they're going at it. Not much else to be said there. So excavation, let's speed it up a little bit. Another 5. Oh, 9 now! Alright, it's looking a little bit better. Please let me finish this one. Please, for all that is holy. Current wars, Sino-Japanese, Xinjiang. Well, we might do it. We just need 10 more days. No! Oh god, this is so frustrating. Yeah, screw it. Until we get to like 10, I ignore that. Okay, invest in Western Anatolia. Too much damage was done in Western Anatolia during our liberation war. We have to put our utmost effort to rebuild. I hate that. I hate that. The International Conference on the Repression of Terrorism. The International Conference on the Repression of Terrorism was held from November 1st through 16, 1947 in Geneva, Switzerland. The conference was attended by representatives of various countries and organizations, including the League of Nations, and was convened in response to the growing threat of terrorist activities across the world. The conference was divided into 3 main sessions, during which various issues related to terrorism were discussed. So we get the improved smelting technique and debated. These included the definition of terrorism, the causes of terrorism, and the measures that could be taken to combat it. The conference also discussed the legal and political aspects of terrorism, including the role of international law in combating terrorism, the jurisdiction of national courts in prosecuting terrorists, and the right of victims of terrorism. The conference resulted in the adoption of a Convention for the Prevention and Punishment of Terrorism, which set out a comprehensive legal framework for combating terrorism. The Convention defined terrorism as criminal acts directed against a state and intended or calculated to create a state of terror in the minds of particular persons or the general public. It also established a range of measures for preventing and punishing terrorism, including the extradition of terrorists, the seizure of terrorist assets, and the imposition of severe penalties for terrorist activities. However, many states within and without the League of Nations refused to ratify the agreement due to the extradition clauses giving it limited value. Alright, so we got you, which I believe it was a prerequisite for this one. That one is a little bit ahead of time, but just a little bit. Such a little bit that it might not even make sense at this point to not do it, but aluminum production output, yeah, that one doesn't really make any sense for us, as we are not even using that. Alright, let's get this one. By modernizing existing steel mills, we will improve efficiency and output without requiring extensive new construction. Upgraded furnaces, better heat management, and improved rolling mills will ensure a steady supply of high-quality steel for military and industrial use. Oh well. Oh well. So with that, it's gonna cover the steel for us. And we will be fine. Actually, because we're producing the mortars now, let us put them also on the infantry battalions, which will then show us how long it's gonna take for us to fulfill that. Mortars, mortars, mortars. Okay, it's gonna take a little bit of time to recalculate. That doesn't sound right. It was like 3,000 something. I guess we'll see. Let's give it some time to, get its bearing. Alright, military production finished. That is a good one. That actually gives us, if you remember, plus 5% factory undercard output. Actually 4% undercard output, 5% factory. And let's go with factory skills and training advancements. Production efficiency cap plus 10%. By investing in workforce education and specialized training programs, we will improve overall productivity and precision in military manufacturing. Skilled workers will reduce errors, maximizing resource efficiency and accelerate production times. These advancements will ensure a more capable and adaptable industrial workforce. And I think the excavation will immediately be... No, that's not available. Alright, so you're gonna... Yes, I just was talking about you. So because you finished this one, let's go with the improved power plants. They will give extra 4% production, which at this point is a decent boon. Or the general plastics? That's additional factory output. Yeah, we can't do anything here. Or here, yeah, okay, let's first go with the general plastics then, because that helps efficiency growth, but also factory output, plus 4%, which is good. With many materials becoming scarce, we need to develop alternatives. So the production is being severely boosted everywhere, and I like that. Yeah, okay, here we go, that's the mortar. 379 days, that's not bad. The efficiency will also... the efficiency will increase further, and we're gonna add 2 more factories right once we're done with this. So that is actually pretty good. What's next? Construction. Alright, and the infantry guns. Decisions available. Well, we have to wait a little bit further. Actually, I can select it, but it says that it requires 20% war support. So I think that might not be the right... Yeah, we need to wait for 2 weeks to get a little bit better at that. Because I know it will trigger an event that's gonna cancel it, and I don't want to see that happening. Alright, 2 production lines, 1 full and 1 full for 1/3 is pretty decent. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. 19.9. Nobel Prize is 1937. Foremost defender of the League of Nations, the Nobel Prize Committee today awarded Nobel Peace Prize to the British politician, diplomat and peace activist Lord Robert Cecil. During World War I, he was Minister of Blockade, and at Versailles Peace Conference he played a leading role in the formulation of the rules of the League of Nations. In 1919 he participated in the founding of the League of Nations Union, which in the interwar years became Britain's most important extra-parliamentary pressure group in the field of foreign policy. In 1947, Lord Cecil spearheaded a nationwide signature campaign demanding that the League of Nations adopt economic and military penal sanctions against violators of the peace. He was also among the leaders of the International Peace Campaign, IPC, which worked for disarmament and collective security through the League of Nations. The Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine 1937 was awarded to Albert von Schendt. Georgy Najrapold for his discoveries in connection with the biological combustion processes, with special reference to vitamin C and the catalyst of fumaric acid. Chemistry was divided equally between Walter Norman Hayworth for his invention of carbohydrates and vitamin C, and Paul Carrer for his investigation of carotenoids, flavins, and vitamin A and B2. Literature was awarded to Roger Martin Dugard for the artistic power and truth with which he has depicted human conflict as well as some fundamental aspects of contemporary life in his novel Psycho Le Thibault. Physics awarded jointly to Quentin Joseph Davison and George Paget Thomson for their experimental discovery of the diffraction of electrons. On another note, Adolf Hitler, Chancellor of Germany, issued a decree that essentially forbids German nationals to accept any Nobel Peace Prize. Nobel Prize, not Nobel Peace Prize, but Nobel Prize. Italy storms out of the League. Italy left the League of Nations on Saturday. The decision to take this step was announced in theatrical fashion to 100,000 people on the Piazza di Venezia in Rome last night. In a declamatory speech, Signor Mussolini explained the withdrawal and, in doing so, attacked the League. He repeatedly appealed to the crowd, which cheered and groaned at appropriate moments. Referring to the League's imposition of sanctions against Italy during the Abyssinian War, Mussolini declared that Italy would never forget this shameful attempt at strangulation of the Italian people, for which reparations had never been made. It's grotesque, he said, to believe that pressure was exerted on us to decide. Our comrades of the Berlin-Tokyo axis have shown absolute discretion. There is no undue concern in Britain about the Italian decision, which was expected. In fact, the dictator's speech, which followed a meeting of the fascist Grand Council, made less impression than had been anticipated, as it had been believed that he might have announced other decisions calculated more to complicate the international situation. Apparently, Germany had previously been informed of the decision, for the newspaper in Berlin wholeheartedly agreed with it. While loss of political power, stability and world tension increase. And investing in Western Anatolia is gonna be done. Okay, what did we say we're gonna do next? The privatization of petroleum, right? I think so. So, privatization of petroleum. We get fuel in Van and Malatya. You guys are being produced. I mean, in essence, it would be better to maybe develop the capital and get these factories. But this one, with the oil and these ones with the oil are gonna be really useful. Nonetheless, so let's go with privatized petroleum, then prospect for oil, Raman Petrol. Actually, no. Once we're gonna be done with that, let's develop the capital. Then the Pasha Bakhchi glass factory. And that I guess that might be all. Well, the Navy dockyard and the fishing industry is also a good one. Current daily changes. Why did it drop so much? Did we stop importing? No. What's the change? Is it the army? It might be the army due to the changes that we've done to the composition of the forces. Not great. Construction. You're gonna be finished soon, and at that point I can go and get the mountain warfare equipment. That's something that we want really quickly. So let's get that. Yeah, and we can start training. Okay, the infantry gun was finished, yet we're not gonna really put any into production. We are instead gonna go with mountain warfare equipment. By enhancing our mountaineers units' equipment with lightweight climbing harness, improved crampons, and portable rope bridges, we will allow them to scale vertical obstacles and navigate hazardous passes with greater ease. Advanced cold weather insulation, oxygen tanks for high-altitude warfare, and improved logistical support will ensure extended endurance in extreme mountain conditions. These improvements will make our forces more effective in alpine warfare and winter operations. Alright, and we can actually unlock another... mortar team, soft attack and breakthrough. Alright, upgrade the current variant. That's such a miniature detail. But it is, you know, a detail. We have to keep that in mind. Manpower is increasing. Oh, hey, we finished the factory yet again. How many free do we have? Still 9. Okay, I'm gonna keep it there, but we're gonna create an agency. Rocke. Let's call this Turkish Secret Service. Okay, Petroleum was privatized and construction 2 happened. So let's develop the capital now. Our new capital is the center of our land. We must develop it into a nexus of transport and cargo. So with construction 2 done, I might put you on what? There really isn't anything here that we could do. So you might go with chemical industry. That gives us factory output. Or we could go with catalytic cracking. More oil. Yeah, prerequisited this one. I like the output boost, but... Or civilian works and these. Now let's go with chemical industry. Chemicals offer the chance of improvement to agricultural, industrial and military output, allowing us to make more necessities locally. What are we doing on the rubber? I'm gonna have 20% and 5. It's not bad. Oh yes, we can invest in construction research. That gives us another slot, doesn't it? What type of research? Industry? Or raw materials? So industry or resource manufacturing? Well, there's a lot to unpack here, and we were just talking about the civilian works. But the resource yeah, let's go with resource manufacturing. So we get another slot, and this one is gonna be dedicated purely to, because we'll need rubber. There's no way around it, because we have no rubber. So we need to build at least 1 or 2 factories, and they cost 30k. Jesus Christ. It's not great, man. Alright, then let's go with fuel refining. Fuel gain from oil and fuel gain from refineries. Okay, I'm gonna end the episode here. We got another slot. We'll soon get another slot, hopefully. We're developing the capital. We'll get more oil and so on. So we're gonna set these strategic targets in the next one.